It is December 1st, 2023. It is the last month of 2023, and we're here doing spaces today. And we got a little bit to talk about, so I thought I'd start. Number one, Logan Paul, uh, born April '95, is a complete piece of garbage. Uh, he pretty much is a kid from Westlake, Ohio, a suburb. I mean, this kid used to grow up listening to me on the radio. That's who the Paul brothers were, because I was a big star in Cleveland, Ohio. I was a local celebrity back then. The Paul brothers used to listen to me on WTAM 1100 with the Mike Trevisano. And if you ask them, they'll even admit it. But here's the point. Logan Paul used people to get famous. There's a guy named FouseyTube, most popular YouTuber in the world 9 years ago. And Fuzi is born on the 22nd. So the 22nd builds and then build up. Logan Paul, build up Bradley Martin, build up a whole bunch of people. But see, here's what happened. Um, Fuzi built up Logan Paul. Then when Fuzi needed help, Logan Paul cut him off. As a matter of fact, it was his brother, Jake Paul, that helped Fuzi out. Logan would not. Logan is a piece of garbage. Logan Paul is such a piece of shit. He doesn't give a fuck that his girl has been ran in more than the fucking used car has been fucking, fucking ridden in. This guy has no self-respect. He doesn't give a fuck about anything. I don't think Logan Paul has a soul. I really don't. This guy is a piece of shit, but I'm happy to announce the people I've been encouraging to sue the fuck out of him are going full steam ahead with the Crypto Zoo lawsuit. Logan Paul, you're going to be in a tough spot by 2025, you fucking arrogant piece of shit. Tick tock, tick tock. See, Logan Paul is one case, but one to a little bit more personal. Aiden Ross, your month of hell is going to turn into 2 months of hell. And then it's going to turn into a year of hell. Because you see, while next year is a dragon year, and yes, you are a dragon, and typically dragons do good in dragon years, ain't going to be that easy for the dragons this time. You see, just like the goats didn't have really good goat years in 2015 because 2015 was an 8 universal year. So a lot of goats got hit in their own year. This time around, it's the dragons. So yeah, while dragon years are good for most, not for a little fucking like you. You promote degeneracy, you promote homosexuality, you promote drug use with your lean garbage. Nah, brother. Nah, brother. We're gonna correct this. You're in a world of hurt pretty soon, and it's not gonna stop. And you're gonna be like, "What the fuck happened?" GG33 happened. Sometimes you fuck with the wrong people. Enjoy Aiden's Fall's downfall. And a lot of these dragons with the big egos, oh my God. Listen, it's one thing for cats to, fucking be egotistical because they're not going to be on it all the time. They'll fucking, say, do this, do this, do this. I'm the person. But, this shit fades. With dragons, they actually, drink their own Kool-Aid, especially these 2000 dragons. These 2000 dragons are the weakest, softest group of dragons I've listen. I remember when I was young and I was in my 20s and, you know, uh, on the football team, all that, weight room, all that stuff. And I was like, damn, why? Because when I was in the people with the 78s, but the class above us was the 1976 to 76 Dragons, and I was always like, damn, how are these women fucking muscular and fucking? bench pressing. I didn't get this one broad. I remember her name was Kim. She had these fucking huge calves. I was like, how the fuck is that possible? Well, when I learned numerology and astrology, it became very apparent that dragons, whether they're men or women, are really tough. But we're in the new age. Yeah, the dragon women still gonna be somewhat tough. The dragon men are falling short in the ego on these guys. Listen, I hate to break the news to you, the dragons listening. Obviously, there's some smart dragons around, but dragons are pretty much the muscle for the snake, which is the brains. That's why this dragon comes before the snake. See, the dragon is the leader, but the snake is the one controlling shit from behind the scenes. These dragons still don't quite understand that. They really don't. Had an influencer call me yesterday, telling me, "Are you sure it's not a rabbit instead of a cat?" I'm like, "Yeah, motherfucker, I'm sure." It is what it is. Anyways, we covered that. We covered that. Now to the fraud ass numerologists out there. I want people to understand something. Um, there are people who are selling the basic information I gave you guys for free, and they're mixing in with either misinformation or psyops I planted for people trying to steal my shit in 2020. So to make this abundantly clear, I want to make this abundantly clear. Unless you understand 100% what friend and enemy numbers are, no advanced numerology is even possible. If you can't build a foundation to a house, you cannot build a second, third, or fourth floor. You need the foundation to be solid or everything else fucking crumbles on top of it. All these fucking ass frauds who think they know. I mean, listen, all these lists I've seen these lists. I mean, I've seen like about 30, 40 lists of friends and enemy numbers. Bro, no one even gets 30% of it right. Not even 30%, you fucking morons can't even guess that part right. See, because that's what it comes down to. Unless I tell people, they can't figure it out. Unless your name is Ringmaster Ra, unless your name is Uswin, unless your name is Summerbread, unless your name is a few other guys who are my capos, Air Logic, you're not figuring shit out. Just the flat out truth. So a lot of these people are telling you about enemy numbers. I mean, listen, I've seen some enemy numbers where they're best friends. I've seen people say these are best friends and they're actually enemy numbers. I mean, listen, if you want to talk about a psyop that worked 100%, when I had people write the psyop in 2020 that nine is the master manifester, I did that as a joke. I literally did that as a joke. And now people are telling me the nine is the master manifester, and they know the truth because I wrote a psyop 3 years ago. I mean, listen, I don't regret writing it for 1 second because I've seen at least two, 300 people who were in my DMs. Yo, Gary, you're the king. Gary, this. Now they're fucking saying I'm a fraud. I'm this. I'm that. So, NPCs will turn on you. NPCs will turn on you quickly. And that's why when people send me messages, yo, Gary, I love you. Yo, Gary, this, that. I don't even pay attention, man. Because same people writing that shit today will be fucking your worst enemy in fucking a few months. That's just how it is. There's absolutely no loyalty. And I understand that. How can you be loyal if you have no soul? When you have a soul, you feel like you have to honor things. You have to, do what you say you're going to do. People with no soul don't, you know? It is what it is. I'm not going to make this into a big Twitter spaces. It is what it is. I just want to tell you guys, if you use the wrong numerology information, it can really fuck you up. I'll just give one example. Year cycles. Now pretty much everyone, including the fucking copy and paste frauds, are basically saying what I'm saying. Year cycles start on your birthday. But before I came around, 95% said they started on January 1st. So I'll give you an example. Say someone is in a 9-year cycle, and numerology in the 9 year basically means completion. Well, if they follow, if they have a December, November, October birthday, and they're supposedly in a 9-year cycle based off what the other numerologists are saying. No, they're in a 9-year cycle, but other numerologists tell them they're in a 1-year cycle. Well, in a 1 year, you're supposed to start new things. So imagine someone's in a 9 year thinking they're in a 1 year, they start new things and they fail. But that's what most of the numerologists were telling you back in the day. I mean, listen, I'll even keep it real, guys. Um, if you want any information, all the advanced knowledge that these guys say they have, all you got to do is buy Juno Joyner's book from the 1970s. And while she got some of the, numerology right back then, most of her book in my estimates is misinformation. Why? Because she didn't actually read 30,000 people like I did. No one is going to put in the work like I did. No one is going to isolate themselves for fucking years and just go up to people, what's your birthday? What's your birthday? Gas station, what's your birthday? In a fucking line somewhere, what's your birthday? In the elevator, what's your birthday? No one is going to do that. No one's going to do that for 30, 35,000 people. And when you do stuff like that, you pick up on things that it's not impossible to pick up on books. I literally outworked all you guys. Not only that, I'm the one who actually knew this stuff was real, where 95% of you, including the people in GG33, never would have believed in this stuff if I didn't put it out there. Obviously the Asian people are a little bit different because they come from this in a culture, but even the fucking Chinese are fucking idiots. Oh, Gary, you don't know more than a Chinese astrologer? Oh, really? Okay. So let's show examples that I know more than the fucking Chinese. Okay? In 1979, China invaded Vietnam. 1979 is the year of the goat. China was founded 1949, year of the ox. What the fuck are you attacking a country and your enemy signed for? Oh, but Gary, they know more than you. Do they? Is that why they lost? Is that why the fucking Tricoms lost in 1979 when they fucking invaded Vietnam? They got their asses handed to them because these dumb fucks still think they're dragons, even though China was founded in 1949. Don't fucking try to teach me anything. And by the way, if anyone DMs me trying to teach me anything about numerology and astrology, automatic block. I fucking forgot more than almost anyone else knows. So I'm sure as hell I ain't trying to hear that shit either. I don't get emotional on 11 days. You people get emotional on 11 days. I don't. It's like whatever. Just like when you see good looking women, you're like, oh, these alpha fucking males in the weight room all day. That when they see a beautiful woman, they don't know what to say. They're fucking frozen because you're a bitch. If you ever get starstruck just because you see a gorgeous woman, you a bitch. Okay, do I have to say this again? If you see a good looking woman, all of a sudden you're frozen, you don't know what to say, you're a bitch. And guess what? It's a proven fact scientifically that when most men see attractive women, they get weak, they get dumber. Facts. Because most women, 98%, they can't do things with physical perversion. So they got to do it with manipulation. And they're strong, like just like guys have muscle, women have looks. I do not respect men if they just see a woman who's attractive and they start just buying her stuff. And I've seen a lot of older men fall into that. They're like 70s, 80s, 60s, late 50s. All of a sudden, oh, they're gonna give this 20-year-old bitch anything they want just because she looks good. You're fucking pathetic. You're fucking pathetic. To let a fucking woman take advantage of you just because she's attractive. And by the way, that's how goat women make a living. I'll talk about one thing about goat women. If a goat woman is raised right, if a goat woman is raised within money, if she's doing good economically from birth, they're gonna be fucking very good people. Blondie on in GG33 Gold is a perfect example of a goat woman who never tries to take advantage of anyone, never tries to do anything like that. Yet, if a goat woman is born into poverty, like a few people you know on this app, oh, she will lie, steal, do whatever she wants. She will use her looks to manipulate men to get money. Yeah, that's how some of them operate, man. That's why some of them operate, man. Uh, guys in GG33, be very careful of women who have profile pictures of women who are attractive, and all of a sudden they're interested in you and doing this. I've had guys brag to me how they post just profile pictures of beautiful women, and GG33 members come up to them, start trying to flex. Guys, don't don't play yourself. They're not into you. They just want the info. Don't play yourself. Do not play yourself. Don't know what else to say. Tell you guys. Don't let a woman just because she's attractive manipulate you. That is such a beta fucking shit. No woman gets shit out of me, bro. My wife and my mother. That's it. I'm obviously nice to women who are nice and stuff. I do everything I can for women in my group, but for a woman to, you know, send me naked pictures that think she's gonna get somewhere, guess what? All those pictures go straight to my wife. Straight up, man. Straight up. You can't get me like that. You know, for all the things that people accuse me of, being a cult leader, being a fraud, why do you think someone with my moral character was able to pull this off, able to have this knowledge? Why was I picked to do this? Because it's very difficult to corrupt me. People say I'm a fraud, I'm just about money. Why is it there's no link to GG33 bronze, silver, and gold? Why is it that you have to pass an interview? Why is it that I make a requirement that you have to show 100K in assets before I even take your money? If I was a fraud, I'd just be trying to take everyone's money left and right. But that's just not the case. No one gets in GG33 gold without showing 100K in assets to this point. Signing a non-disclosure, paying an interview, passing an interview. I've turned down over $1 million this year because people would not pass my interviews. I'm all about money though, right? Nah, man. The reason I was picked is because I actually have morals. Do you know listen, let's be honest. If any other guy was in my position, he would have impregnated 20 women by now. 20 of them. I would have had kids running around everywhere because that is how much power this tough gives me. What if I told people I was psychic and I just never fucking told people I was a numerologist and astrologer? What do you think? Half you guys wouldn't believe me? Of course you would. But see, I have something called morality. I don't do stuff like that. And a final message to the people who are pretending to be me, sending people messages of love and light. I want to give you a reading. Folks, I will never go in your DMs asking for money for a reading. I charge people 2,000 a fucking hour. You think I'm going to go in your DMs asking for 20 bucks? But see, this is what these frauds do. These single mother fucking whores who are basically trying to take copy and paste information off the internet. And they're saying, oh, we're please donate money. We're giving money to an orphanage. All you frauds who are copying and pasting my work without giving me homage, I want you to understand something. I'm gonna be one of the richest men in the world, regardless. I'm gonna be one of the most powerful men in the world, regardless. But when that happens, I'm gonna have one hobby. It's not gonna be going on yachts or fucking whores or fucking just making more and more and more money. It's not gonna be that. My only hobby is gonna be taking people out who thought they were gonna come up on me, who thought they were gonna sell fucking misinfo and tarnish my good name. People who think they can sell misinformation, you have no idea what you did to you, your kids, and your family. I'm impatient, man. It might be a year, maybe 5, maybe 10. But when that day comes, ooh, it's gonna come. That's my only hobby, getting back at enemies. That's it. See, I already know too much. I already know too much. You have any idea? And to these Miami influencers, yeah, I don't need you fucking anymore. We're done with all this shit. I'm having A-listers come to me now. Absolute A-listers. Um, People with 100 million followers, all that. Absolute A-listers. And what you understand is world's changing. When I started numerology and astrology, maybe max 500 people, 500,000 people in the world believed it in 2001. Max. Maybe 500,000 people worldwide. In 2011, I'd probably say it moved up to a couple mil. We literally have hundreds of millions of people who are into numerology and astrology right now. This is God's real language because it's mathematics, not your Quran, not your Bible, not your Torah. And I want the people to understand, as long as the rainbow is around, we're allies. Once the Huns are taken out, the Visigoths and the Romans will split very quickly. That's how history works. Once the LGBT threat is eradicated, and then numerology, astrology will start super panning religions all over the world. You're going to see with your own eyes. And I'm going to release one of the most valuable things I discovered to the public just to fucking tarnish religion. You guys can't predict death. Nothing in the Quran, Bible, Torah, Talmud, nothing in there. Kabbalah, nothing in there can show you guys how to predict death. GG33 did. GG33 knows. One day I'm going to release death code to the public. And by the way, if anything ever happens to me, my students have a direct permission to release that to the public just to fuck the world up. Once you guys understand how death can be predicted with numerology and astrology, no one's going to give a fuck about religion anymore. But I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait. And some people say you should release all this stuff to the public. No, no, not everything. Because I understand what happens. I released the number 28 as well to the public. There's people who are using that stuff information and they will give me no credit, no homage. Since I get no credit, no homage for that, everything else stays with me in the group. That's simple. In closing, be a good person, do everything you can to help the ones you love until they prove that they are unworthy. And once they prove they're unworthy, cut them off. But if someone betrays you, no, Avenge and revenge begin with the same thing. I will help enlighten hundreds of millions, if not billions of people while I'm alive. And I'll put a couple hundred people into the ground. Fair exchange. This has been the GG33 production.